Nos excelentes Buda, Dharma e Sangha, eu tomo refúgio até a iluminação, que pelo mérito da generosidade e assim por diante, possa eu atingir a iluminação pelo bem de todos os seres. No excelente Buda, no excelente Dharma e na excelente Sangha, eu tomo refúgio até a iluminação, que pelo mérito da generosidade das demais paramitas, possa eu atingir o estado búdico para o benefício de todos os seres. Nos excelentes Buda, Dharma e Sangha, eu tomo refúgio até a iluminação, que pelo mérito da generosidade e assim por diante, eu possa atingir o estado búdico pelo benefício de todos os seres. Possam todos os seres serem felizes e terem as causas da felicidade. Possam eles estarem livres do sofrimento e da causa do sofrimento. Possam eles jamais se separarem da felicidade e jamais terem sofrimento. Possam eles permanecer na equanimidade sem apego e sem aversão para aqueles que estão próximos e distantes. Possa a bodhicitta preciosa e sublime surgir naqueles em que ainda não surgiu. E onde quer que ela já tenha surgido, possa ela nunca declinar, mas crescer e florescer cada vez mais e mais. Qualquer um que tenha se tornado um discípulo de um Sugata, em qualquer lugar, nos milhares de mundos das 10 direções, aqui hoje, nessa chuva torrencial do Dharma do Buda, todos aqueles que ouvirem estão bem-vindos. Nas linguagens dos Devas, dos Nagas, dos Yakshas, dos Gandharvas, nas línguas humanas e em todos os sons dos seres vivos, ensinarei este Dharma em todas as línguas. Esse sutra que o Rinpoche pediu não tem em português, então a gente vai fazer a recitação em inglês. The Jewel Cloud. Pakpa Koncho Tinche Chawa Tekpa Chempundu. The Noble Great Vehicle Sutra, The Jewel Cloud. Arya Ratnameghanamahayanasutra. Mahayana-sutra. Arya Ratnameghanamahayanasutra. Homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Thus did I heard at one time. The Blessed One was residing at Gaya Shirsa hill at the Gaya region, together with a great Sangha of 72,000 monks. All of them were worthy ones who had brought the defilements to exhaustion. They were free from affliction and composed. Their minds were fully liberated. Their insight was fully liberated. They were beings of noble birth, great elephants who had accomplished their tasks and completed their work. They had laid down their burden and fulfilled their objectives. With all their bonds to existence exhausted, they had reached the utter liberation of the mind by means of genuine knowledge. They had reached the final culmination of complete mastery over mind and were experts with respect to the realm of phenomena. They were children of the King of Dharma, completely disinterested in acquisitions and praise. They were true renunciants who had completed their ordination and perfected their pursuits. Thus they all remained upon the path of nirvana, all except for one, the Venerable Ananda. The Blessed One was also accompanied by a great gathering of 84,000 bodhisattvas, all of whom were obstructed by only a single birth. They were all turned toward omniscience, pursuing omniscience, approaching omniscience, and reaching omniscience. They had all attained unimpeded retention and absorption, entered the absorption of the heroic gate, and were revealing the magnificent forms of superknowledge. Their path was uninterrupted. They were entirely free of obscurations, hindrances, or disturbances. They spread their great love and compassion throughout all the worlds of the 10 directions, and they were experts in traveling to infinite Buddha realms. They experienced emptiness, remained within the absence of marks, and were free from any fixation on wishes. They pursued the welfare of all beings and were experts with respect to the entire domain of the Buddhas. Their wisdom was boundless. Their minds were vast like the sky, deep as the sea, and unshakable like Sumeru, the king of mountains. Like lotuses, their minds were unstained. Like jewels, their minds were pure. Like gold, their minds were refined. Among them were the Bodhisattva great kings Ratnaketu, Ratnapani, Ratnamudra Hasta, Ratnamukuta, Ratnakuda, Ratnakuta, Ratnakara, Ratnashikara, Ratnadvaja, Vajragarba, Survagarba, Ratnagarba, Srigarba, Subhagarba, Subhavimalagarba, Tathagatagarba, Jnanagarba, Suryagarba, Samadhigarba, Padmagarba, Vimukti Chandra, Samanta Chandra, Avalokiteshvara, Mahatama Prapta, Samantabhadra, Samanta Netra, Padma Netra, Vimala Netra, Visalanetra, Samante Riapata, Samanta Prasadika, Samanta Charamati, Jnanamati, Dharmamati, Jayamati, Uttaramati, Vajramati, Visesamati, Singha Vikridita, Mahagoshashvara Raja, Singha Nandin, Gombira Goshavara Nadita, Anupalipta, Sarmalapagata, Chandraprabha, Suryaprabha, Jnanaprabha, Jnanashri, Bhadrashri, Chandrashri, Permashri, Ratnashri, Manjushri Kumarabhuta, Bhadrapala, and the others among the 16 holy beings, as well as Maitreya and all other Bodhisattva great beings of the excellent Aeon. Present there were also the 4 kings and all other gods of the heaven of the 4 great kings, as well as Shakra, king of the gods, along with all other gods of the heaven of the 33. Present there were the gods of the heaven free from strife, such as Suyama, the gods of heaven of joy, such as Santushita, the gods of the heaven of delighting in emanations, such as Sunirmita, and the gods of the heavens of making uses of others' emanations, such as Vashavartin. Present there were Sartavaha and other such Maras of the side of virtue, Mahabrahma and all the gods of the realm of Brahma, and Mahashvara, accompanied by all the gods of the pure abodes. Present were Vemashitra, Balin, and Danada, rulers of the demigods, along with many hundreds of thousands of demigods. Present were also the Naga kings Anavatapta, Manasvin, Sagara, Ananta, and Vasuki, along with many hundreds of thousands of other kings of the Nagas. Many hundreds of thousands of Naga princes, such as Shritejas, and numerous Naga ladies. Present were also hundreds of thousands of gods, Nagas, Yakshas, Gandharvas, demigods, Garudas, Kimkaras, and Marohagas. At the time, the area surrounding Gaya Shirsa hill in the Gaya region was filled to the brim with gods, Nagas, Yakshas, Gandharvas, demigods, Garudas, Kimkaras, Mahogaras, humans and non-humans. These beings filled the land and the sky to a radius of 4 leagues, so that not even a particle the size of a fraction of the tip of a hair could be inserted anywhere. At the center of this assembly was the lion throne of the Blessed One, 1 league tall and half a league wide. The throne was cushioned with numerous divine fabrics, canopied with webs of jeweled bells draped with hundreds of thousands of brocade tassels and adorned with scattered flowers. The Vajra surface of the ground where the throne stood was delightful and smooth, like the palm of a hand, well sprinkled and well swept. The ground was fragrant and covered with a scattering of many hundreds of thousands of divine flowers. For the sake of the Blessed One's enjoyment, the area had golden lotus flowers, each the size of a chariot wheel, and with many 100,000 petals. These lotuses grew from stems of beryl, had cores of sapphire, and their anthers were of emerald. They had a captivating scent, were of perfect beauty, and were delightful to the touch. Not too far, yet not too close to each of the throne's 4 corners, stood a jewel tree. Each of the trees had grown to a height of 2.5 leagues, with a trunk that reached the width of 2 kroshas. Seated upon this well-arranged throne was the Blessed One, with perfectly pure wisdom. He was turning the wheel of Dharma. Conquering all maras and opponents, he remained unblemished by the mundane qualities. He was fearless and indomitable, like a dauntless lion. He was clear like a lake, immaculate and lucid, resembling the ocean. He was deep and hard to fathom, a source of jewels. He was truly elevated like the king of mountains, sparkling like the sun and delightful like the moon. Like a great Naga, he let the rain of Dharma fall. Like Brahma, he was the whole world's superior, the master of an infinite circle of extremely adept disciples. He was the center of attention for the entire great assembly that contained Chakra, Brahma, and 100 sextillion guardians of the world. Within this gathering, the Blessed One was magnificent, brilliant, and resplendent. From the magnificent, brilliant, and resplendent Ushnisha upon his head shone forth millions of circles of light, forming what is known as the light of universal illumination. As this light shone forth, all the worlds in the 10 directions were illuminated. The light then returned and circled around the Blessed One 3 times before it entered his mouth. At that point, it could not be seen whether the Blessed One's mouth was open or closed. Similarly, the light of the sun or the moon may enter the expanse of space, and yet the expanse of space cannot be seen to be either open or closed. In the same way, these light rays entered the mouth of the Blessed One, and yet his mouth could not be seen to be either open or closed. Moreover, when melted butter or oil or water is poured into a mound of sand, it cannot be said whether the mound is open or closed. Similarly, although the light rays entered the Blessed One's mouth, his mouth could not be seen to be either open or closed. Now, to the east of this Buddha realm, beyond as many worlds as there are grains of sand in the river Ganga, there is a world known as realm of lotuses, wherein resides the one known as Padma Netra. He is a thus gone one, a worthy one, a perfect Buddha, someone with proper knowledge and conduct, a blissful one, a knower of the world, and a surpassed leader of those to be trained, a teacher of gods and humans. That blessed Buddha teaches the Dharma to Bodhisattva great beings in terms of a single vehicle. Thus, in that Buddha realm, even the world's listener or solitary Buddha are unheard of, as are the names of their respective vehicles. Everyone in that Buddha realm takes birth instantaneously, such that birth from wombs of female is unheard of. All the sentient beings of that realm are, without exception, bodhisattvas whose progress toward an exhaled and complete awakening is irreversible. In that realm, food, drink, and their consumption are all unknown. All the bodhisattvas of that realm partake of the delightful sustenance of concentration, the delightful sustenance of absorption, and the delightful sustenance of the Dharma. The light that shines from that thus gone one pervades that realm and illuminates it. Apart from that world knows of no moonlight or sunlight. nor of any light from planet or stars. The land there is perfectly even like the palm of a hand, and there are no grasses, trees, rocks, walls, or mountains. In that realm there was a bodhisattva, great being known as Sarvanivaranaviskambing, who had the power to exhaust all the obscurations of whoever merely heard his name. The light of the thus gone one touched and inspired Sarvanivaranaviskambing, and so he left his own abode and journeyed to the place where the Buddha Padma Netra was residing. He bowed his head down to the feet of the Blessed One and took his seat before Padma Netra. Similarly, other bodhisattvas were touched and inspired by the light, so they also left their respective residences and went to see the blessed thus gone Padma Netra. They bowed their heads to his feet and took their place before him. At that time, the bodhisattva, great being Sarva Nivarananaviskambing, rose from his seat, draped his shawl over one shoulder, and knelt with his right knee in the center of a lotus flower. Joining his palms, he bowed toward the blessed thus gone Padma Netra. Blessed One, he asked, by whose power is it that this excellent light emerges, which is so bright, immaculate, delightful, and utterly gratifying for the body and mind? The blessed thus gone Padma Netra replied, Noble son, in the west, beyond as many worlds as there are grains of sand in the river Ganga, there is a world known as endurance. Therein resides the one known as Shakyamuni. He is a thus gone, worthy, perfect Buddha, someone with proper knowledge and conduct, a blissful one, a knower of the world, an unsurpassed leader of those to be trained, a teacher of gods and humans. Whoever merely hears his blessed Buddha's name will make progress toward an exhaled and completely awakened that is irreversible. It is he who sends forth his excellent light that is bright, immaculate, delightful, and utterly gratifying for the body and the mind. Further addressing the blessed thus gone Padma Netra, the Bodhisattva, great being Sarva Nivaranaviskambing, then asked, Blessed One, what is the cause and what is the condition that make it so that whoever hears the name of that thus gone one would make irreversible progress towards an excelled and complete awakened? To the Bodhisattva, great being Sarva Varaniskambing, the blessed thus gone one Padma Netra replied, Noble son, when that thus gone one was still pursuing the practices of a bodhisattva, he would pray, whenever someone hears the name under which I shall gain perfect Buddhahood, may that being there make irreversible progress toward an exhaled and complete awakening. The Bodhisattva Sarva Nivaraniskambing then inquired, Blessed One, have all sentient beings of that realm attained the state of irreversible progress? No, replied the Blessed One, they have not. Sarvanivaranaviskambing asked, Blessed One, is it because they have not heard the name of that thus gone one? Noble son, replied the Blessed One, they have indeed heard that thus gone one's name. In that case, why they have not yet attained the level of irreversible progress? Noble son, replied the Blessed One, the progress being there is the progress beings there make is irreversible, yet it is also reversible. How, Blessed One, can it be both irreversible as well as reversible? Noble son, I perceive that once they have heard the name of that thus gone one, to the seed of irreversible progress is present within them. Thus, they are definitely destined to make irreversible progress, yet their progress does not, because of that alone, immediately become irreversible. Noble son, to demonstrate this point, I shall give you an analogy. Noble son, think of the seeds of a tree. If those seeds are flawless, and if all the conditions for growth from sprouting through to completion are present, then what would you call those such seeds? Blessed One, because they are entirely flawless, I would call them perfect. Noble son, similarly, once they have heard the name of that thus gone one, those sentient beings possess the seed of irreversible progress, and in that sense their progress to an exhaled and completely awakening has become irreversible. The Bodhisattva, great being Sarva Nivaraniskambing, then said to the blessed thus gone Padma Netra, Blessed One, I would like to go to that world called endurance so that I can prostrate before the blessed, thus gone, worthy, perfect Buddha Shakyamuni. I wish to venerate, honor, and revere him. I wish to praise him and offer him worship. In reply, the blessed, thus gone, Padma said to the Bodhisattva great being Sarva Nivaraniskambing, Noble son, if you know that that time has come, you may leave. At that point, all the Bodhisattvas addressed the blessed, thus gone, Padma. Blessed One, we also wish to see that world called endurance. We also wish to prostrate before the blessed, thus gone, worthy, perfect Buddha Shakyamuni. We also wish to venerate, honor, and revere him. We also wish to praise him and offer him worship. In reply, the blessed, thus gone, Padma said to them, Children of noble family, if you know that the time has come, you may leave, but once you are in that realm, be careful. Why? Because among the beings of that realm, desire, anger, and dullness are rife. They have no regard for mendicants and no regard for Brahmins. They have no concern for their fathers, no concern for their mothers. Numerous are their wishes that run counter to the Dharma. They are spiteful, savage, and malicious. They are impudent and haughty, easily carried away and full of craving. They are lazy, unkind, and evil. They are tied down by envy and miserliness and suffer from an abundance of afflictions. It is among such beings that thus gone one teaches the Dharma. Blessed One, replied the Bodhisattvas, teaching the Dharma among such sentient beings is a tremendous feat displayed by that thus gone one. Yes, it is, the Blessed One agreed. Noble children, teaching the Dharma among such sentient beings is indeed a tremendous feat displayed by that thus gone one. Moreover, noble children, when sentient beings within such a world of rampant afflictions give rise to just a single virtuous mind state, when they also display a tremendous feat, why, well, what would be amazing about finding pure beings in pure worlds? On the other hand, it is indeed a wonder when anyone in a world of rampant afflictions is able, ever so briefly, to engender faith or go to the refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, or purely observe discipline. However, it is an even greater wonder if, even for just a moment, they can attain a mind free from desire. Still, the greatest wonder of all if they can briefly develop compassion and give rise to the mind of an excelled and complete awakening. The blessed one is amazing, the Bodhisattvas responded. The thus gone one is amazing. Sarvanivaraniscambing and the other Bodhisattvas then said, Excellent, Blessed One. And so, having bowed their heads to the feet of the Buddha, who had instructed them in this way, each of them rose from the place where they had been sitting. In order to bring offerings to the blessed Shakyamuni, some of the Bodhisattvas emanated forth jewel trees, complete with flowers and fruits, and perfect in their height and circumference. Some brought forth trees of beryl, some trees of crystal, some brought forth wish-fulfilling trees, and others brought forth trees of gold. Some produced trees in bloom, some brought forth trees bearing fruit, some emanating a cloud of precious fabric, like a cloud of ornaments, some a cloud of incense, some a cloud of garlands, some a cloud of powders, some a cloud of parasols, some a cloud of banners, and some a cloud of symbols. Having brought together all these emanated offerings, the Bodhisattvas then gathered and traveled along with Sarvanivaraniscambing to the world called endurance. Once there, the Bodhisattva Sarvanivaraniscambing exclaimed, Friends, alas, the sentient beings of this world called endurance are suffering. Therefore, let us bring forth a magical display that delivers the highest bliss to all these sentient beings. So be it, replied all the Bodhisattvas, and so they followed the Bodhisattva Sarvanivaraniscambing's suggestion. Hence, as a magical manifestation, there appeared a brilliant light from the body of the Bodhisattva Sarvanivaraniscambing, bright, immaculate, and delightful. The light was utterly gratifying to the body and mind, as it pervaded and illuminated the entire trilliocosm. As the light touched them, all the sentient beings within that trilliocosm, who had the body of a being in hell, or had the body belonging to the animal realm, or a body belonging to the realm of the Lord of Death, were freed from their feelings of pain, and instead there found happiness. They were also freed from anger and ill will, and they began to regard one another as they would their parents. Within that trichiliocosm, all the dense darkness that exists between the worlds, that which cannot be brightened, illuminated, or lit up by the sun or the moon, which are otherwise so famed for their miraculous power and force, was now also permeated by the light, so that all the beings who lived there could see one another. Within that trichiliocosm, all the surrounding mountain ranges, great mountain ranges, Musilinda mountains and Mahamusilinda mountains, along with all the other dark mountains, were now also pervaded and illuminated by the light. From the realm of the Brahma above down to the realm of beings in the hell of incessant pain below, there was not a single spot that was not perfectly illuminated by that great light. Such was the extent of Sarva Nivarani's coming miraculous display. Each of the other bodhisattvas also brought forth magical emanations. Hence, every sentient being wishing for food received sustenance, and whoever wished for drink received refreshment. Those desiring clothes received clothing, those wanting a mount received one, and those wishing for wealth found riches. The blind gained their sight, and the deaf could hear. The naked received fine garments, the insane regained their senses, those in pain became well, and those in labor gave birth easily. Such were the effects of their miraculous activities. Então, a minha câmera tá esquentando e desligando muito frequentemente, está prejudicando a minha prática aqui. Eu vou seguir, eu vou dedicar para essa parte e vai ficar o vídeo assim. Por esse mérito eu posso atingir a onisciência e então derrotar todos os inimigos que são meus defeitos. Possa eu liberar todos os seres da turbulência das ondas do nascimento, velhice, doença e morte do oceano da existência. Da mesma forma que o heróico Manjushri conhece, e da mesma forma também Samantabhadra, eu seguirei o treinamento como todos eles, completamente dedicando todas essas virtudes. Qualquer dedicação que tenha sido louvada como excelente por todos os vitoriosos dos três tempos, todas essas minhas raízes de virtude, eu dedico completamente à prática da conduta nobre. Sonandia tantis pani tobiani pedrama panjene cheganachi paladro país se pessoaledo acho. Então, assine meu canal. Se quiser, clica naquela sinetinha que faz a notificação chegar. Por favor, assine meu boletim informativo por e-mail. E nós nos vemos na prática do Dharma. Ao longo de minhas muitas vidas e até este momento, todas as virtudes que tenho alcançado, inclusive o mérito gerado por essa prática e todas as que vier a conseguir, ofereço para o bem-estar dos seres sencientes. Possam a doença, a guerra, a fome e o sofrimento diminuir para todos os seres, enquanto sua sabedoria e compaixão aumentam nesta e em vidas futuras. Possa eu claramente perceber todas as experiências como sendo tão insubstanciais como o tecido do sonho durante a noite e imediatamente despertar para perceber a manifestação de sabedoria pura no surgir de cada fenômeno. Possa eu rapidamente alcançar a iluminação para trabalhar sem cessar pela liberação de todos os seres. Ganira coragem casambana de amalu de ngene jerezi wante jinjazo eza peka jabadu tenjo chi om so chi jamen jabene jara sawa kuncha tu je zeta ba menjo no to de rumoni jogiza zo datu tenjo chi chime konye pe mazamba wa sa sona jante se no pa igar ju wan shu ki tu pe ko se je shin se sinda shin shu jing me tu ju tu panangi wan cha tu no tu pa tenor bu yin ne ko pa mo ra sa ne lon de le tu tenjo chi pe me jason pe me rizo je pe me dan la ji ko se so wan pe ma cho je drama ri so jin do ni be me lon ju chi pe den ju wan ne jembo den ba yo ne pa dan den ba zin pe je bon nan ko se jo sen tenjo
Bachi do Sun San Jago Rin Bachi Ngon Dukun Da Dewa Jumbo Jaba Che Kunsa Dudu Da Pasa So Adev So Jin Je Lab Du So Shinan Sangwe Bachi Jwa Dan San Balon Jeru Pachin De Lo Ba Ma Hong Baja Guru Pe Ma Se De Hong Ken Lo Ja Son Re Lo Ja Zan Li Sa Sun Cha Ba Pya Du Ju Sho Sun Nang Wa Da Mi Da Do Sun Ge Le Shou